Hi everybody! In this video I will show you how to install Ducati Panigale V4 racing tank from RADE garage. With the tank you get two holders, heat protective sticker, 4 rubber spacers, 2 metal inserts, 2 conic metal inserts, 4 M6 bolts, 4 M8 bolts, 4 small metal spacers, 2 M5 bolts, 1 support for the rear spoiler, 1 fuel hose, and cable stripes. The tank comes already with installed seat and special metal adapter for original fuel pump. For installation, we recommend these tools: Allen key 2.5, 3, 4, 5, and 6, range 13, second range 14, torques 25, torques 40, torque range, pliers, scissors, and flat screwdriver. In this chapter, I will show you how to remove fairing around the tank. First, we remove this top cover from the tank. There are 4 bolts and you will use Allen key number 3. After removing those 4 bolts on the top cover, you take the top cover, pull it up and forward, and it's down. Now we'll remove the side fairing. You will need Allen key size 3 and size 4. There are 3 visible bolts. 4th is hidden here. There are 2 bolts on the top, 2 bolts hidden here, 2 bolts hidden from the bottom, and 1 in the front. After removing this bolt and bolt here, we take out this black plastic part to remove hidden bolt here. After removing the side panels and top cover of the tank, we remove the seat. There are 2 hidden bolts. One is hidden here, the second is here, and we will use Allen key size 4. Last part, what we must remove is this aluminium frame. There are 4 bolts, and for removing the bolts we use Allen key size 5. To remove the tank, you take these 2 bolts out. This bolt, the same bolt is on the other side, and this ground cable. For removing the tank you use Torx 25 and LA key number 4. After removing all bolts and ground cable, we unplug the fuel hose, which is on the right side of the bike. To do that, we release the fuel hose clamp by flat screwdriver. On left side, you must remove this 2 hose. One you remove here on the vent, and the second one on the top of the tank. Now we can take out the tank, but be aware, you need to lift it up a little bit, unplug the fuel pump cable, and after that you can take out the tank. First, we need to move aside this wire harness. To do that, you will need Allen key size 3 and long pliers. We need to remove the carbon cover of the exhaust. There are 3 bolts. One is hidden here and 2 are in the top. To remove them, we use Allen key number 4. After removing the carbon cover, we remove the steel cover, which holds on 3 bolts. and for removing them we need Allen key number 4. Remove these 3 bolts. They are holding metal cover for exhaust. To remove the bolts you will need Allen key number 4. We will remove 2 bolts with nuts. One bolt is here, the second one is here. To remove the bolts you need Torx 40 and wrench 13. We will remove 4 bolts holding the rear frame. There are 2 outside here and 2 inside here. You will need Torx 40. After removing all bolts and parts needed around the exhaust, we just take the rear frame out. In this chapter, I will show you how to prepare RADE garage tank. To RADE garage tank, we will use the original fuel pump from the original tank. To remove the fuel pump, you need to unscrew these bolts, and to do that, you will use Torx number 25. We will also use the original fuel cap from the original tank. To remove it, you take out these 3 bolts. Now we will remove these 4 bolts so we can take out this plastic part for the fuel cap. To do that, you will use Allen key number 3. We will mount the rear support for the rear spoiler. The support goes like this. You will use M5 bolts and 4 small metal washers. The washers go on the bolt like this. There should be a V shape between them, and then you put it like this. On the bolts you will use Allen key number 3. We will mount the original fuel cap. We will start with the plastic parts. There are 4 bolts. On them we will use Allen key size 4. And then we install the fuel cap from the original tank, and we use 3 bolts. With the tank you get this heat protective sticker, which should be applied around the metal adapter for the original fuel pump. The heat sticker should be applied like this. Also, it depends on what exhaust you are using, so the sticker should be used on different places on the tank. We put the fuel hose which we provide with the tank on the banjo union on the metal adapter for original fuel pump. Now you need pliers so you can move the clamp of the hose. On banjo bolt you will use torque wrench with socket wrench number 14. On torque wrench you will set 14 Newton meters. The fuel hose should be facing forward. We put the original fuel pump onto metal adapter for the fuel pump. As you can see, the cable plug is facing forward, and now you will gently press it down because there are 2 O-ring seals. You will use original bolts on the fuel pump and Torx 25. Be careful when you tighten the bolts because the body of the fuel pump is made from plastic. The best way to tighten the screws is going from left bottom, right middle, left top, right top, left middle, bottom right. Now the tank is fully prepared and we can put it on the bike. In this chapter, I will show you how to install RADE garage tank. We reuse this exhaust cover with the plastic holder. As you can see, we mount it again together with these 3 original bolts. We will install the right side holder for the tank to the exhaust cover. We'll install it on this side. You will need original bolts, Allen key size 4 and thread locker. Don't do the left side yet, we will do it on the bike later. It should look like this when you assemble the right side holder of the tank with the exhaust cover. We take assembled right holder of the tank with the exhaust cover. We'll put it on bike like this. As you can see, it will align with the holes for the rear frame bolts. We will use original bolts, Torx 40 and thread locker. We'll take the left side holder of the tank. We'll put it on the bike like this. Again, it's lined with the holes for the original bolts of the rear frame. We will use the original bolts, Torx 40 and thread locker. On the left side, we will mount this plastic cover to the holder of the tank. You will use the original bolt and Allen key size 4. You will use only one bolt, which will be installed here at the back. Take the exhaust holder. You will mount the exhaust holder like this. The holder will go under the plastic cover, which is mounted to the tank holders. Use the original bolts, which holds the exhaust back here. Now on the right side of the bike, we need to remove this bolt, which holds the plastic cover with the tank holder. We will need Allen key size 4. Take the other side of the exhaust holder, place it under the plastic cover like this. You will mount it with the original bolt and Allen key size 4. The same you will do on the other side. We will secure the exhaust holder at the back. You will need the original nuts, Allen key size 6 and wrench 13. Before we install the tank, you can see on right side these small holes. You take the cable stripes. You will put it like this and prepare it this way. We take the tank and we will go through with the fuse like this. Connect the fuel pump. After the tank is sitting on the holders, we take the fuel hose of the tank and we need to connect the hose here. We see it's too long, so we'll cut the hose and then we will connect the hose. And we will secure it by this hose clamp. After we have connected the fuel hose, we will press the fuel hose under the holder of the fuel tank. Like this. And we will secure it by cable stripes. The ventilation hose from the tank goes behind the frame like this. And you will connect this ventilation hose to this valve, which goes to the evaporation canister. After we have connected the ventilation hose from the tank, we take this hose from the original tank, which is now extra and we don't need it. We put down the clamp hose, we bend the hose like that. We will use cable stripes. So the hose stay bended like this. and we will put the hose under the frame like this. Then you take the cable harness from the rear frame and the harness goes here. We take the rubber washer and the metal insert, we assemble it together and we put it in the hole like this. You do the same on the second one, but be aware, the second one, the insert is different. You need the one with the triangle shape hole. The triangle hole is there because you need to align the hole for the bolt of the insert and on the holder of the tank. Then you will use M8 bolts from us, Allen key size 6 and thread locker. The installation of RADE Garage tank is now complete. In this chapter I will show you how to put back the original fairing with RADE Garage tank. We will start with the side fairing. There are 2 pins which we must align with these rubbers in the side fairing. After you have side fairing on the bike, you need 5 original M5 bolts with the white plastic washer. 4 bolts goes here in the bottom of the fairing, 1 on top. Then you need 2 black bolts without the washer. They go here in the bottom. And when you have both sides of the fairing on the bike, you need this silver special bolt which is go in the front. On this silver bolt you need Allen key size 4, and on the black bolts you need Allen key size 3. There are 2 hidden holes for the bolts here in the front of the side fairing. You use M5 bolts, the original one, and Allen key size 3. After we have put 2 bolts here, we can then install this plastic part. On the plastic part there are 2 hooks which you must fit into the hose on the side fairing. After we fit the plastic part, we use original M5 bolts. 1 goes here and 1 goes here. We use Allen key size 3. After we have both sides of the fairing on the bike, we will place the top cover. There are 4 holes. On M5 bolts, you will use the original bolts with white plastic washer. You will need Allen key size 3. When we have the side fairing and the top cover of the tank on the bike, we will put the exhaust cover on the right side. You will need original M6 bolts and Allen key size 4. Now we can put the carbon cover. You will use M6 bolts with this big plastic washer, and you will use Allen key size 4. Final thing what we must do is to remove this rear spoiler from the original rear frame. There are 4 bolts, and to remove them you need Allen key size 4. When you remove the 4 bolts, you just easily take the rear spoiler out. We take the rear spoiler and we will fit it on the tank like this. The support bracket should be put inside the rear spoiler, and then there are 4 holes. On them we will use original M5 bolts, and you will need Allen key size 4. The installation of RADE garage tank for Ducati Panigale V4 is now complete. I hope you will like it and you will enjoy it on racetrack.